Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to the Hoot Hobbs Show. I am your host, Hoot Hobbs. With me, as always, Mr. BT, Brennan Torres.
Yo.
And my right-hand man to the left, C. Wayne.
Hey.
All right. Well, that's a hyped-up entry for me just to be like, all right, whatever. But anyway, let's do what we do, man. C. Wayne, start us out with some sports while you...
Well, the Browns have let me down.
Yeah.
More importantly, not Baker Mayfield. He's never let me down in my life.
That was we didn't know exactly if he was going to be able to play that day or not. They left that up to like right at the buzzer whether he was going to be eligible to play or not.
Yeah, the Browns are. If they won the game, they'd have been like 4th in the AFC, and if they lost, they're 9th. I don't know how it swings that much.
Well, I mean, it's all based off of records.
Well, because
like
there's
the
8
records.
teams.
So, like, one game might have been the
8 teams out of the 16 or 10 teams out of the 16 in the AFC can still make the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're all
weekend's
going to
be crazy.
They're all 8-6 and 7-7.
If this team beats that team because this team beat this team on week whatever, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
the
that's
Eagles
where
have a chance.
it makes flip-flops.
The Eagles
flip-flops, you wear them to the beach. No, but you know what I'm saying.
The Eagles have a chance right behind the Cowboys, too, if the Cowboys slip up.
Well, now you said it.
Because
so
the Eagles are like 7-7,
it's over with.
I think.
It's out there in the universe now.
Yeah, so
It's
great.
been out there in the
It
universe.
just hit Dak Prescott's ears. And now he's like, oh, okay, well, you don't
Was
have faith in me. I
masseuse
won't
there first?
perform. What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
I said, was this masseuse whispering stuff first in his ear, or did I beat him to it?
The masseuse?
You didn't hear about that? No.
No, I guess I didn't hear about it.
Catch us up.
It's just him and Deshaun Watson. You know, Deshaun Watson got all those fake Dak. There's a little bit on Dak, but it never went anywhere because Deshaun had like over 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
It happens.
Anyways, I didn't say that, so if Dak does get arrested, I'm sorry.
Yeah. In other words, we got La Snitch over here. Hey, speaking of, did you see that meme I posted?
Yeah.
it said LeBron on Christmas. It showed the picture of him pointing at those fans. It says, I just heard Kyrie cough.
Oh, yeah. So, that's funny.
I was literally about to say, like, the Celtics don't even know if they're going to be able to play. And I was like, wait, Kyrie's not on the Celtics. He's back on the net.
He's not on anyone's team.
Well,
He can only play certain games, right?
Yeah. But apparently he can play on Christmas Day.
I think he's sticking it to the man, and I love it.
Well, the problem is that game is in jeopardy considering that they don't have enough players on the team that can play.
Yeah. That's when, I don't know, like if I own a franchise, I'm like, all right, let's dig into those G League boys or them European League boys.
They're doing that, but they're also like signing like strike players now. It's crazy. We're living in a world where they're hiring guys out of nowhere, like Joe Johnson, former Razorback, just signed a contract, 10 days.
Yeah, okay. So
with
10
the
day,
Celtics.
Yeah, with the Celtics. But okay, so let me ask you this: Joe Johnson comes out of the University of Arkansas and plays for Boston his first year. Goes to the Suns for a couple years and really makes a name for himself at Atlanta, right?
Right.
Okay, so legendary Hawk. Then he spent 7 years there, then 4 years in Brooklyn. Well, I guess
he kind of became a journeyman. He got injured when he was with the Hawks, and was never really the same after that.
Yeah, and like the longest after that.
He was remarkable how well he played in the league.
Right. So I guess my thing is well, let me never mind. Let me just put it to you like this.
He's 40, so
he's 40, and I think this is an awesome opportunity for him.
Yes.
He's already had a really awesome career. Like people know who Joe Johnson is.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he could retire right now, and he had a solid journeyman career.
And he's been in the European League or something like that for the past
few years. Yeah, I believe so.
He's 40?
Yeah,
he's 40.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And he's playing it.
Yeah, and he's still playing at a pretty high level, apparently. High enough that the Celtics wanted to pick him up even for a 10-day.
Yeah, and he may catch on, and they may keep him, and who knows if they can, do something during the playoffs.
Yeah,
with the way things are going right now, who the hell knows?
Yeah, for real though. I mean, if you're gonna we'll get into a little bit more of that later. But my whole thing is this: like, you see people like Isaiah Thomas coming back. They brought him back. He hadn't
been in the league in like 6 years. He's been working his way back, but he's been dropping like 50 and 60-point games
in the G League. Yeah, I mean, this dude is proven. He's like, hold on a second, I'm not
washed up.
Yeah,
yet,
I'm not washed up yet. Let me get in here. And I mean, from what I hear, he's been in there, banging around for the past week.
It humbled him to fall out of the league like he did because he went from being an all-star to being
nothing.
Yeah, not even being on a team.
Yeah, and that's especially if you are a professional basketball player, that has to be one of the most humbling things, especially one as good as he is.
No doubt.
So the Razorbacks the basketball team played Elon the other night.
Yeah.
And we won, and by a large margin, as we should have.
Yeah, put a whooping on them a little bit, show that the Oklahoma game was a fluke.
Yeah, and that's really what it looked like. And here's the deal: the first, I would venture to say it took the Razorbacks almost 15 minutes in that game to get in gear. Like they just in the first half there was 7 lead changes, and it was back and forth, and not in the sense that you were excited to watch. You're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And then about 5 minutes left in the first half, maybe a little more than that, they go on a run, and it didn't stop. I mean, they just looked good. They really did. They looked good in the second half, and I think J.D. Notae and Jackson Robinson and Devo Davis, I think these guys really need to step up and say, hey, listen, if no one else is going to do it, let's do it. Let's be leaders. Let's win ball games. You know what I mean? And I think you got enough talent. You got one of the best defensive players in college basketball in Jalen Williams. Mm-hmm. You've got Chris Likes, who is an incredible point guard, and he's a sixth man. Whenever you got K.K. Robinson, you got Jackson Robinson, you got J.D. Notae, you have all this talent. To lose even 2 games is almost insulting. And I don't mean to me the fan, I mean to the team. It's like, hold on a second.
Especially this early in the season before you get into conference.
Right.
Or who they even lost to, like that.
We lost to, losing to OU wasn't embarrassing. The way we lost was embarrassing.
Yeah, how they lost was embarrassing. Losing to Oklahoma was not embarrassing.
Right. But losing to Hofstra was embarrassing.
I've never heard of Hofstra.
Nobody's heard of Hofstra. It's a high school.
Hofstra hasn't heard of Hofstra.
No, the people who go there are like, where is this again?
This isn't the University of Chicago?
No. Anyway, yeah, so I was glad to see a win, especially going into the break. We play again on the 28th or 29th. I don't remember, but it'll be after Christmas, and we'll start conference play. We open it up with Mississippi State.
That's a W. I'm calling it right now.
We got to get W's, boys.
69-53.
69-53. That is a very... I don't know. That's I'm not even going to criticize it because every other prediction you've made has been pretty close.
I don't even know basketball at all.
So
I just know 16 is a good margin to win by. It's not too close, and it's not a huge blowout, but it's not like a tight game, an 8-point game.
Right.
16 is enough.
So, yeah, let's talk about other things and stuff then. We've got New Year's Day, we've got the Outback Bowl. I know we've already kind of talked about that, but, reminder.
Closer, yeah.
Yeah, Woo Pig, get out there and call the
sick 'em.
Hogs. And this kid.
Roll Tide.
This guy, what is he doing?
Go Blue.
Get out.
Boomer Sooner.
Get out.
I can't do the
Go
hook.
Pokes.
I can't do hook 'em
Wait
horns.
for it.
I refuse to do hook 'em horns.
No, that should... Yeah.
That'll get you a place burning.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll save a seat.
Anyway, I don't joke about that.
Texas fans.
So let's talk about Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
Let's talk about Cooper Kupp. So,
did you guys see him score those 2 touchdowns on Monday Night Football?
I've seen him score every point. I watch all of their games.
Yeah.
I like Cooper
You a
Kupp.
big fan of Kupp?
Yeah. And just the Rams.
I think it's remarkable how well he's playing right now.
I say now. I'm sorry to cut you off, but yes, I did watch. I watched clips. I didn't watch the game. In fact, like I said, you're like, let's talk about Cooper Kupp being in the running for MVP, and I was like, who is Cooper Kupp? So I looked it up, and I was like, oh, okay, I know who this guy is. I'm just not a Rams fan, so I don't.
I thought he was the banjo player.
The problem is that exactly though is he doesn't get the coverage, he doesn't get the press. If he was Randy Moss, if he was Terrell Owens,
if he's Amari
you would
Cooper,
know who exactly.
If he was Odell,
you would know exactly.
Yeah.
If he was Beckham, if he was any of these guys, you would know exactly who he is. But the thing
this guy
you
is
don't.
this guy is
he's going after a record that I believe
reception record.
Jerry Rice has that record.
It's like Adam Thielen for the Vikings. Every game he has like 100 yards and. The 2019, 2020, he did. No one really cared.
Yeah. That's just, I don't know, man. This dude is
220 pounds.
Yeah.
He's not the biggest guy.
No, but I watched him jump. That dude
He's an athlete.
Have you seen the interview of him talking about the coverage, how he broke the coverage when he was running his route?
No.
The way he broke it down, so technological, his knowledge of football is he's here, and we're just all here.
He's got a high football IQ, which is you want to see in a young player like that.
you needed a point guard.
Imagine if he
No,
had
how he said it was
his
insane.
quarterback that he had, when they went to the Super Bowl. His name's escaping me. You guys remember
Jared
Goff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if he still had a, quarterback on that level throwing the ball to him. What he
You're
could
saying
put
Matt
right now.
Staff?
I am saying Matt Stafford is not that
Yeah,
guy.
he's
What?
not that guy.
He wasn't that guy in Detroit. He's not that
He
guy
He was
now.
that guy in Detroit. Have you checked his stats?
I checked his stats when he started, but did they ever do anything?
Yeah.
That's
I
not
was gonna
his
say.
fault. What happened to Barry Sanders? It's Detroit's fault.
Calvin Johnson, you're right. Same thing. But
Detroit's fault.
at the
If they could have put Calvin Johnson, Matt Stafford, and Barry Sanders on the same team, undefeated.
Oh, okay.
Every
Well,
year.
if we can just do that, then we,
If we could just time travel, the
you could
Cowboys would
put,
still suck.
Aikman and Irvin and Emmett on the same team at the same time.
no, we did that.
Yeah, we got three,
Everybody
right?
say, you remember we did that, and we were good.
Oh yeah.
If we
And then they were like, hey, we've won our rings. I think we're going to retire. We're like, hey, thanks for the memories, guys. And they were like, here's our replacements. We're like, oh.
Yeah, Michael
we
was
could
like,
put-
I like cocaine.
Well, yeah, Mike likes,
If we could put
like a
Tom
little
Brady,
bit of that book of sugar.
if we could put Tom Brady with Gronk and Edelman and Wes Welker, and that was like
Yeah,
7 years of hell for the entire league.
That really was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a pretty monstrous team.
I don't know. My question though for you guys is this an MVP season? Because he's putting up ridiculous numbers that nobody
No.
else can even come close to.
No, it's not because a lot of wide receivers are putting up crazy numbers. Not as much as him,
But that's the whole thing. No one is putting up the same numbers.
but that's why
he
his
is.
notice isn't as much. Is because so many other ones are getting high.
But here's the deal. A wide receiver can get MVP?
You can't win MVP.
No way.
It's got to be a
Even the
quarterback.
seasons that Chad Johnson had
Yeah.
and Terrell Owens and Randy Moss,
Sure.
their quarterbacks are the ones who got more votes than them. I believe Dante Culpepper got more votes than Moss.
Yeah.
Brady got more votes
Well,
than Moss.
he don't have to worry about Stafford getting any votes for MVP.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
that's true.
yeah, it's just one of those things that, like, whenever you have who all's in the runner for MVP?
It's Tom and Aaron. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Yeah, that's it.
Aaron,
Oh,
Tom,
I mean,
and
dude, that's-
Cooper.
That's about it.
Or do we got
The 40-year-olds, yeah. 38 and 43.
we got like a whole bunch of baby powder in that MVP running? What's up with that? Racism.
Whoa.
Whites.
Whoa.
Whites.
Quarterbacks. This is not racist. Predominantly,
what you're about to say is going to come out racist.
predominantly in history,
quarterbacks have
the
been white.
best quarterbacks are of white.
Are of
skin color.
white?
Of white skin
what?
color.
I feel like you really tried to word that smart and it didn't work.
Yeah,
like
it's
you were
hard
trying
not-
to be.
I didn't
like,
wanna sound
Statistically, you
racist.
have to look at the amount of
Sure.
black quarterbacks that have been given an
Name
opportunity.
great. Okay.
True that.
Name great black quarterbacks. We'll just okay. Lamar
Randall
Jackson's not great
Cunningham.
yet. He's not great yet. He's good. He's not great. Though.
Who's this?
Lamar Jackson. He's not great yet.
current.
All
yeah.
time. No, we can do all.
We can do all time.
Okay.
Yeah, yours.
Cunningham.
I like
Michael
that.
Vick.
McNabb.
I
had a little bit,
Yeah, I would say Michael Vick before he started like hurting dogs. I mean, I hate
Doug
that guy. but-
Williams was pretty solid
Yeah.
for the
So
Redskins.
it's kind of hard to pick them. You got Lamar and Cam. They're both good. and
Steve
they're respected.
McNair.
Sure.
Russell Wilson's
Warren
good.
Moon.
Russell
I bet
Wilson's
say-
good.
You can't really do that with Brandon because like he can just name off like a
course
bunch
he
of
can.
the greats. Like the dude's an encyclopedia.
Okay, but then you
so-
go to like the white ones. I don't want to sound racist like the white ones. Okay, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Bledsoe, Aikman. What's that dude's name from the Dolphins?
Marino.
Marino. Yeah, boom.
Marino tried to sell his soul for a Super Bowl. The devil wouldn't do
Didn't
it.
work.
No, he did.
And
get
like
undefeated,
Dan was
though.
just like, you did it for Namath. He's like, yeah, but Joe was coming here anyway.
name it.
It's an
another one,
interesting
boom.
the conversation to have. I don't know if necessarily it's fair to throw those statistics out there because
Right.
of the amount of opportunities that
Okay.
black quarterbacks have
Okay,
had so far.
but let's look at the current situation.
Yes.
Okay, just as a controller
We
for
forgot
this
to add-
particular
we forgot to add
discussion.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh,
he's clear.
yeah. Baker is not white.
He sneaked in.
Baker's clear.
Tom Brady's clear. Aaron Rodgers.
Tom
and Drew
Brady
Brees.
Tom Brady is Wonder Bread, dude. That dude is white bread.
Exactly. He's perfect.
Did you guys see him
Golly.
get mad and throw his tablet?
That was the best pass he threw all day.
Here's the thing that I don't get about Tom Brady is why is he? I understand the rings. Don't
right.
Don't throw that at me. But why is he allowed to get a pass for that behavior?
Right, when no one
But
else
if,
is.
If a wide receiver did that same thing,
Yeah.
he's suddenly a diva.
Yeah.
Why is Tom Brady
Well,
getting
because
a
Tom
pass?
Brady
Because
doesn't
Tom
do
Brady-
it every day. He don't do it
Yes,
every game.
he does.
Yeah, but yes, he does. Like
don't
if you've
see
ever
it.
watched a
I
Tampa
don't
game
It's those
see it.
most tantrums.
or a New England game before he went to Tampa, he throws fits every
Because his
game.
expectations are here, though.
He dropped
man.
an F-bomb on the other coach this past
That's
week,
savage.
too.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
savage.
See, no, it's not.
Yes,
don't
it
don't
is.
glorify that.
it's
I
the
have
same
to. It's
thing.
Tom.
You don't-
It is Father Time himself, man.
Other time.
Well, he is aging backwards. He got that Benjamin Button. But okay, but the argument I was making was, you're talking about that, and you're right. You're absolutely right. How many black quarterbacks have gotten the opportunity to be MVP, that kind of stuff, right? Okay, but let's fast forward to now and say,
modern football.
talking about Kupp. How many white wide receivers get considered?
Or even get
You know
respect.
what I'm saying?
Get respect.
I mean, that's the whole thing. It's
That's
like
fair.
Yeah, you know what I
Tight
mean.
ends
Like,
is
all I'm saying
dominating.
is that I'm not saying that he needs to because he's white, or Cam Newton should be MVP because he's black. Because none of that's right. If anything is based off of anything other than merit, you know what I'm saying? Like your performance.
If there's a bias that you're looking in there other than their performance on the field, then
Right.
that your point is invalid.
Oh, if Cooper Kupp
exactly.
isn't
That's the
best-
point I'm making.
If Cooper Kupp isn't claimed to be the best wide receiver, it's because of his skin. 100%, because his stats are out of the roof.
That's
Well,
true.
I would
If
say
right now,
I
if you
agree
don't
with that.
say you don't think he's the best wide receiver in the game right now,
Yeah, I would say, and believe me, I am no fan of the Rams or
well, no.
anything.
neither.
Not
I
when
hate
they
LA.
were Los Angeles, not when they were St. Louis, not when they're back to Los Angeles.
You're mentioning California again.
Yeah, here we
Watch
go.
it.
California teams, brother.
Burn them
Terrible.
down.
Burn 'em
Yeah, burn
down.
'em. Burn California.
It burns itself.
Well, I was about to say
really.
you don't have to
no.
give it. I
Give
don't
the
know,
San
about 3
Andreas,
weeks. It'll
give
be
the
on.
San Andreas Fault 3 more
Oh yeah,
years.
aren't they about this January? Isn't that the second fire season?
Yeah, they're getting ready to kick off with fires again. so-
January. It's winter. How's that a fire season?
It's also
Dry.
well. I'm about to say it's Northern California. I'm about to say it doesn't matter. Winter is actually one of the worst fire times because everything's a lot more dry. So let's talk. Because we are talking football. Let's talk about Neon Dion.
Prime time.
Prime time. Deion Sanders. Okay. So we talked. I don't even remember the kid's name. The kid
Oh
who.
gosh, the recruit, the
Yeah,
kid who had
he-
the 3 hats.
Yeah, I don't know his
Yeah.
name. But yeah.
But he forego Florida State and
Yeah,
a couple other bigger schools.
He faked out Georgia and Auburn. He said some.
and Florida State.
The
and
Auburn
then,
one was believed he said some racist remark because he murmured something and said that ain't my type or something close to that. And
Travis Hunter.
Travis
While
Hunter.
throwing
Thank you.
Auburn away,
So,
it's a-
so last week we kind of talked about him going to Jacksonville State.
Yes.
Okay, Jacksonville State. Yeah, I was going to say that's
He
what
shunned
Jackson
the
State,
Seminoles, who were the favorite that he was going
Right.
to go to.
who he
'cause
had
everybody-
verbally committed to the
and he
whole
had
year.
verbally
Right.
committed to, and then pulled the
Verbals
old
are verbals,
okey doke
though,
on
yeah.
him.
Yeah, which I will say this for a kid, given a large school like Florida State, a pretty prestigious university, and you give them the okey doke, come on, kid, get over yourself. You're 17 years old. You ain't cool. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't care how cool you are at 17. You ain't cool.
You guard 5'6" white wide receivers. That's why
But-
you're a
Yeah.
5-star.
But the
Right.
thing is, he's decided to go to this small school specifically to be coached by Deion Sanders.
And get paid a lot
Right.
of money.
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, it's legal now, so sure, I'm sure he will. But we were talking last week about why would he go to the smaller school, and you actually brought up a good point earlier because what if Deion Sanders gets hired at a different school? If he could only take one cornerback, who's it going to be? You wonder. I mean, this kid's a defensive corner, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He's a cornerback. So, I mean, who do you think he's going to take? He's going to take that kid with him.
And he's the best cornerback in the country, like hands
Yeah.
down, by far and away. His talent is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's ready right now to start on any
Yeah.
college football team in the country.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Last week I was like, I don't really get the move. I don't get the move. But when you brought that up, I was like, there's a good chance that that's probably going to happen for that
What's
kid.
interesting is there's been the questions been posed by the media to
Right.
this kid. What do you do if Coach Sanders gets another job before you're done being in college?
Right.
I'm transferring wherever Coach goes.
Yeah. See, I
And
mean,
his son, too, because his son's the quarterback, Shadir Sanders.
well, there you go.
He's not as good.
Wait until next year, whenever we're all.
And Prime is
Flabbergasted.
loving all of this because
yeah.
he was, shunned by Florida
Florida
State.
State.
He wanted
Why?
to be their defensive coordinator, and
Why was he shunned?
They just didn't hire him.
they didn't
I mean,
hire him. Probably lack of experience. I don't know if he's ever been a coordinator or a coach or anything other than being
He was a high school
player
coach for his son's high school.
Well, yeah,
3
but I mean,
years.
It doesn't always translate. You don't always get a Gus Malzahn situation where
Yeah.
you get someone from high school.
No,
and
you end up getting a Chad Morris situation.
Do you want a Gus Malzahn though? When you could have a Sam Pittman?
Woo damn pig.
Turn that damn jukebox up.
Yeah,
going to bring that Outback trophy home.
that's right. We need another one, man. We need another trophy, man. We're sitting
Won
in
every trophy we've been up for.
Yeah, let's go after that one, man. Let's go bowling.
Undefeated this year in trophies.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so I don't know. You got anything else you want to put in on that?
No, not really.
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of transition this over a little bit because we were talking about bias on, with wide receivers
with voting, how people vote on MVP. If you're voting for any reason other than purely how you think this person is the most valuable player in the league that season, then you're wrong.
Right. Okay.
A bias.
So let's just apply that same mentality, right? You should look at what is and make your own decision on what you think, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that brings us to another thing that you and I talked about yesterday, I believe. I don't know, one day. And it was talking about no one can see me, but air quotes, the news.
Yeah, the news cycle.
Yeah, the news cycle is listen, it isn't. It might be news. I can't say it's not news because sure, it's bringing up topics.
They're reporting on the things that happen for sure.
But here's the deal. I would really say since 2016, since Donald Trump was elected president, there has been on both sides of the political standings been a severe distrust in the media.
Yes, on both sides. Nobody trusts the other side, which is fair because if you've seen the stuff that's out there on both sides.
Right, exactly. And I am traditionally conservative. You are traditionally liberal, which means I am not alt-right and you are not a leftist piece of scum.
Yes.
We're just regular people who, I don't know, we have like two things we disagree with.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we actually disagree with. We're just like, oh, no, I just do it this way.
Yeah. I do it this way, you do it that way. We still live together in harmony. It's funny how that works out that way, right?
Yeah, exactly. And here's the deal. Especially with the dawning of Omicron.
Sounds like a Decepticon.
Right, yeah, kind of. It is a Decepticon of COVID-19.
Dun, dun, dun.
In a world that you'll never leave your home again, Amazon runs rampant. Look, man, all I'm saying is this. Like, it doesn't matter which news you watch, okay? None of it is unbiased. You'll hear it all the time. CBS Evening News, unbiased reporting. CBS, bogus. You are a propaganda wing of the far left establishment, okay? And let me tell you something. What is it, OANN?
Fox.
Yeah.
Fox is almost Democratic at this point.
Is it really? I thought it was far right.
No, it's more right leaning, but it is not far right. I promise. No matter what anyone
I hear
CNN
leftists
tells
say
you.
it's far right.
Of course you do.
So that's how far
just
left
like
they
you
are.
hear crazy people on the other, like on our side of things, that are like, "Man, I won't trust nothing CNN puts out." I'm like, if you are trusting
It's like
something,
that's a Taco Bell commercial, sir.
I don't believe CNN can sell me these burritos. Here's the one thing out of all that goofy crap I just said. The media on both sides is in the business of generating fear.
They are.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to tell you guys this. I've said it before, so this shouldn't be a surprise if you're a regular listener. I am unvaccinated. That's right. No vaccine for me. And do you think it's because I believe they're putting...
has his V card.
Yeah. No, I don't have my V card because I don't have a vaccination card. I've never been vaccinated. What are you talking about, Colby? Anyway, so the reason I say that is it's like right now, like I just happened to listen to some things, okay? And there was like, the whole, you've done what you're supposed to do. So you can reap the benefits. Go be with your family on Christmas. And then the next things out of his mouth is, and if you're unvaccinated, this winter will be full of severe illness and death.
Didn't Biden say that?
No. It came from the desk of the president. It came from the White House, but no, he didn't say.
That's a threat. They can allow that to be aired.
All I could do was go, winter is coming. I'm sorry. winter is coming. But I'm just like, this is crazy, man. Like, what are we even doing?
They cannot say
we've
that.
entered. We're in March. We will enter our 3rd year of COVID. Okay.
That's crazy to think, right?
Yeah, right. And everyone's like, it ain't been 3 years. I'm like, no, we're entering the 3rd year, which means it's been 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, it was like March 18th or something. Whenever the world shut down.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I was in-
so
I was a
we're
freshman.
2 years into this. The vaccines were trenched out a year ago. Let me tell you something. As soon as the vaccines got distributed and they were proven to be effective, this thing was over. It was over. Here's the deal. Are you vaccinated? Brandon, are you vaccinated?
Yes.
I am unvaccinated. Are you afraid?
No.
I thought you were
Why?
gonna say
Is it
yes.
because the vaccine works? Probably. You know, well, I mean, for you, it's because you don't really care. But I know that. But I'm just saying, if the vaccine works, it's been proven it works. It does. Even it won't stop you from getting a virus, but it could keep you out of the hospital. It could keep you alive. I have no problem with the vaccine. I've already explained why I'm not getting it. It has nothing to do with microchips or anything like that. Like I said, I have AT&T to track me. I don't need, I'm not worried about that. I just have negative reactions to vaccines, so I get whatever I'm getting vaccinated for. And
10 times worse than you
so
should. Your symptoms go to the extreme. Don't point you should be hospitalized.
Right. So I'm like, I think I'll just keep rolling the dice. Because right now they're coming up 7s. You know what I'm saying?
You do social distancing on your own. That's just how you live life.
Yeah, I'm a hermit. So people are like,
Growing the hair and the beard to match.
Yeah, it's getting there, ain't it? But anyway, yeah. I mean, do you have anything you want to put in on that? I know I just kind of ramble on about stuff like that.
No, I feel exactly as you do. I guess what I get frustrated is it feels like anytime you come across some news that's breaking news, school shooting happens or something happens and you see it on your timeline. By the time you see it, it's already been filtered through someone's opinion, through someone's lens of how they view it.
Exactly.
You're not getting the full perspective because there's going to be facts that are eliminated due to biases. It's natural. It's a human thing to do. However, it gets to the point to where now it feels like every story you ever hear, you only hear the negative part about it.
Right.
Because that's the first thing that you hear, and that's the only thing anybody talks about in discussion.
Right. And and that's the way it's been, especially in the past couple of years. 2020 honestly was the dawning of a new age. And it was age of the science, TM, got to trademark that. You know what I'm saying? It really the science might not have anything to do with science. It just has to do with political opinion.
Mind control.
And you know what? Here's another thing. You know what we should do? We should get Bezos or Musk to get one of their fancy rocket ships, and if they could just shoot Anthony Fauci to the moon, like I'm telling you, give him plenty of food, plenty of water,
Highest paid government official.
Yeah,
Anthony Fauci.
Yeah,
makes more money than the president of the United States.
Yeah, bro.
Speaker of the House. Any other senator.
And here's the deal.
Yes.
It was like in the beginning, it was. What? No,
like
you stupid sheep! Don't get the mask. The
It's like
the
$500,000
nurses.
salary. It's it's a lot.
I'm telling you though, but seriously, like the nurses and the doctors need the mask. You don't need the masks. Of course you need masks, you stupid sheep. And then it was like, hey, you need to get a vaccine. It's like
he is an expert, on all of those things, and he has been for a long, long time. The only thing is
but his career is riddled with scandal.
Yeah,
all kinds.
The thing is, it goes in. It's politicians. When you get to that level, you're of another politician.
Well,
that's all that you are.
The best thing I heard, I think, was like a good epidemiologist, like an actual great epidemiologist, will go on to teach others to be epidemiologists. And the question was asked, well, what happens to a bad one? To which he replied, well, they become politicians. And I was like, woo, shots fired.
What's an epidemiologist?
Anthony Fauci's an epidemiologist. It's a doctor with a specialty in infectious disease.
Yes, he's a specialist on infectious diseases.
So how is he a politician?
One of the best in the world.
Anthony Fauci can't spend more than 5 minutes away from a news camera.
But how does that legally?
There's nothing that says
Or
anyone can't be a politician or can't voice their opinion. The freedom of
qualify
speech is
him
what
to
it
be
is.
A politician. Like, how did we vote him in for that?
COVID. We didn't vote him in. He is just what is he? Chief scientific officer to the president or some crazy stuff like that. You know,
he has
I don't
a
know.
title that it is, but it's
But
based
it was an
off his-
appointed title. It's
his
not like he was
experience,
voted in.
Years of experience. He is top of his field.
Sure,
In his field,
sure.
he's the top of his field.
And here's the deal: the man might be brilliant. I don't know, but if he could stay away from an interview for more than 10 minutes, I would take him a lot more seriously. Because it's like, if you're unvaccinated, you can't have Christmas, you filthy mongrels. You know, and I'm like, well, I'm probably
He becomes the guy from the Home Alone video.
yeah. I mean, I guess
You filthy animal.
Yeah, filthy animals. Anyway.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying
Keep
though.
the
If
change.
I don't ever see him on TV, I agree with you. I would be a much
Yeah,
happier
that's
person.
that's all I'm getting at. I don't wish anything bad upon him. Just don't really want to see him on TV anymore.
Right.
He annoys me. You filthy mongrel. Get a vaccine. Get 4 vaccines and then wear a mask and a condom before you go see your grandma. You know?
Bing
And
bong.
then Get 'em
Bing bong.
Get them updated every 4 months.
What, the
Every-
condoms or
Welcome to Coney Island.
The vaccines, because they have to keep getting their I forgot what they're called. Like they keep adding
the boosters? Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
why do
your
I need a
vaccine
booster?
in your corn dog. Get the
Yeah, get out of here. All right. Yeah,
Get the
listen.
vaccine inserted into the corn dog.
It's a vax dog.
and off the rails
hot
we
vax?
go.
Don't mind the purple juice inside the hot dog. It's completely legal.
What? So, you know, I'm good with jumping off the news. Like I
Yeah.
said, we don't touch on it much just because it's like,
It
you
brings
already.
us down in the dumps.
It
That's
does,
what it is.
man.
But this was one that I guess has been kind of chapping our asses for a bit. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like every time we go to talk about something, it's something bad. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like here's the deal, man. And this is actually something I was having a conversation with a customer about today. It was like I like when I get to go to installs. I talk to customers, and this woman was very, very nice. Her son had hired me to come out and put a rail up on her back porch or whatever. But we were talking, and we were actually having a similar conversation because you and I had this conversation. We were talking about the news and everything, and I told her, I said, honestly, I don't watch the news much anymore. And she goes, well, I don't see how any person could and stay happy. And I said, that's just it. You know, no one ever talks about the good, and like there's still so much good out there. I mean, bro,
There's still people out there doing all kinds of acts of kindness.
Yeah, man.
And being good to one another,
Yeah.
showing love, doing respectful things. But you
Absolutely.
never hear about that. No, instead you hear about the tragedies.
yeah, and you know, just if we need a reminder, I feel like 'tis the season anyway. You know what I mean? But you know, if you need a reminder, man, we're 3 dudes hanging out in an office recording right now, having a good time. That's a good thing. You know, there's still people out there that are picking up somebody else's tab just because, hey, you know, I wanted to. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And there's still plenty of good out there. Don't sit and stare at that TV and fret your life away. Get out there and live. You know, if you feel like you need to wear a mask, put one on. If you feel like you need to get vaccinated, go get vaccinated. If you don't feel like anything, then just go out and live your life. Stop paying attention to all this nonsense that's going on in our country, because I promise you, it doesn't matter if you're right, left, or anywhere in between. The government is not your friend. It is not here for you in any way, shape, or form. And what you need to do is look out for each other. Jingle bells, boys. 'Tis the season, boys. Let's talk Christmas. All right. So, first off, we've covered things like our favorite Christmas episodes of television series. We've talked about our favorite Christmas movies. Thank you. We talked about favorite Christmas traditions last week. This week, we're going to make it super easy. Suspension should build. Let's just talk about Christmas in general.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Christmas foods. I was so
Oh,
excited.
damn. All right. Hey, you know
Please
what?
do it.
Hey, yo, let's spit. What you got? I want to hear it. What's your
You said
favorite?
let's
Oh, man, he
sorry.
spit.
You said let's spit.
Gross. Gross.
I have to go first.
Yeah. You're the one who brought it up.
Number 1,
How many we doing?
5.
5? Oh,
Three.
God.
We can
Okay,
do
three. Do 3.
Dressing, stuffing, same thing.
Yeah.
If you say
Is
they're
this
different.
ascending or descending?
Number 1,
Okay.
numero uno.
Is stuffing?
Yeah, dressing, stuffing. If you disagree, I'll slap you in the face. They're the same thing.
They're not, but okay.
They are. One's just wetter than the other.
Exactly.
They're
That's
same
the
thing. No,
difference.
it's the same.
I understand. Okay, just go ahead.
You think it's like scrambled eggs and fried eggs, the same thing. They're both eggs.
They are fundamentally different. Go
But
ahead.
they are both eggs. Anyways, number 2 is the wet succulent ham.
Succulent.
Not the dry turkey.
Like-
It tastes fine, but it's not good.
Hey, let me ask you something. Since
Not
you
that
brought
dry
it up.
ass turkey.
Yeah, I don't want that dry stuff.
It
Talking about
tastes
that
good, but it's not ham.
succulent ham. Okay, so since you came off pervy saying the word succulent, I got another one that comes off pervy, right? And it's one that you hear a lot around the Christmas time, right? The Christmas time, which is almost like the Walmart, I think. Anyway, you hear it around Christmas time. Let's take that extra the off. How's it taste?
Yo, how'd it taste?
There's something pervy about that word.
Is the dressing moist or is it wet?
People don't seem to like the moist word.
I don't.
You don't like that word?
It doesn't bother me like
What about moisture?
the word moist
Moisture?
in general, but it's in what context you're using it. Like if you're saying like, oh, there's a lot of moisture in the air, I'm like, yeah, there is. It's very humid. Yeah,
You change the word humid.
my
you
shoes
can't
are
re-say
moist.
it.
yeah. But if you say things like,
My pants are damp.
well, okay. First off, I'm guilty of that one. Okay,
My
and I'll
pants
tell
are
you what.
soggy.
Like you take some jeans out of the dryer because you're in a hurry and they're not all
damp.
the
They're
way
still damp.
dry. They're still a little
Damp.
right. I heard a dude say, "My pants are moist," and that is a context to which I was disgusted by the word moist.
Oh God.
Anyway, all right. So
It's damp and then soggy, and then you would use moist.
then you
Okay,
use, but you got to
okay.
say it like
But what would you use soggy
Moist.
for? That's like
soggy.
cereal when it's soaking
Yeah,
wet. It's soggy.
soggy,
Yeah,
like-
like cow feet sitting in water. It's soggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to your
Anyways,
food. Sorry,
number
now we
two
talked about
is-
those pervy
Number
words.
2 is the wet succulent ham
Wet
because it's
succulent
juicy and it's
ham.
good and has flavor. Number 3, I didn't start liking it until last year. Actually, cranberry sauce, highly
That
underrated.
is- I can do a
Extremely
little bit
underrated.
of cranberry sauce. I can do a little bit, but like people who like just take like a slab of it and they put it on their ham
Oh,
and then
yeah.
make a roll sandwich out of it. I'm like,
That's exactly
that
what I
makes
do.
me wish I was dead.
You
Like,
need a Diet Coke with that because you're a monster.
yeah, for real though.
That's what I do.
Hey, the type of person who can eat cranberry sauce like that
Out of the can.
out of the can is the same type of hard person. Like I'm telling you, a grinder in life. Like they're the same type of person as Diet Coke drinkers.
My grandparents, they get like they
Like-
drink Diet Sam's cola.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah,
regular
that's
Diet
like-
Coke, like not Coke Zero or
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
Diet
something with
Coke,
extra,
like-
just regular Diet Coke.
Yeah, aspartame
Regular
Diet
Diet,
Coke. Those are hard people, bro.
Aspartame
It
addiction.
doesn't really taste like Coke, does it?
No, it tastes like it tastes like Coke if you filter it through a shoe and then drink it out of a rubber band.
Yeah, exactly right. A bowl of rubber bands. Yeah, and you pull one out of your mouth. Like,
It's true though. And everyone's like, Colby, how do you know what a rubber band tastes like? And you're like, don't judge
I was
me.
a child. I had issues. Okay, I still have them. I'm just not a child anymore. Anyways,
Oh yeah. Hey, okay.
honorable mention roll. Any roll. I love bread. Any kind of
I
roll.
got you. So what do we got? We got dressing. We got succulent ham.
Yes.
And then we got cranberry
Oh,
sauce.
a
Cranberry sauce and
Fat
roll.
load of cranberry sauce.
Fat load.
pH 2 T's.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's. Oh my gosh. I mean,
Same list for me.
what?
Yes, sir.
I gotta agree with him. I like the dressing.
And you drink Diet Coke.
I like the ham.
Like, let me tell you
I
guys
like
something.
the cranberry
Yes.
sauce. And I drink Diet Coke.
Bro,
Yes.
okay, I'm here to tell you right now. I gotta get away from my mic because I'm talking too loud. I'm excited right now.
Communism over here.
I'm telling you, Brandon Torres is a killer. Okay, he's got it. I don't know if he's ever killed nobody, but the man has got it in him. I just don't know if it's got out of him
He's
yet.
got
You
the
know what I mean?
aspartame in him as we
He's
speak.
drinking Diet Coke, eating ham, rolling cranberry sauce sandwiches.
It's good.
You guys are dirty, bro.
What do you like? The turkey? The dry.
Yeah, what are you
yeasty
three?
turkey?
You talk smack over there on your high horse.
But
I like the green bean casserole. What? Get out of here.
no, I'm not a communist. I don't eat green
Looking
bean
down
casserole.
upon us.
We cook green bean casserole for profiling reasons. Like nobody eats it,
It's just there to fit the thing.
so it can be on Pinterest.
For the pictures.
We saved the same one for the last 20 years. It's moldy now, but you can't tell.
All right, so here. I'm sorry.
You gotta say fruitcake, you
No,
psychopath.
oh God, no. Yeah, it's like, well, I like. Oh, let's see here. Dry turkey.
Pineapple upside down cake.
Pineapple upside down cake and it's like a fruit cake. It's like you're a sociopath. Get out of here. No,
I think we just found Dahmer.
for real. Okay, so for me, honestly, like because like Thanksgiving food and Christmas food are essentially the same.
There's no cranberry at Thanksgiving traditionally, and less ham at Thanksgiving traditionally.
It's always everywhere I go on
Not for
Thanksgiving.
me.
Both of those things. Anyway,
I only get ham at Christmas. It's depressing.
all right. So check this out. I'll do. I don't know, man.
You got to think it's dressing. It's got to be.
It's gotta be
no,
dressing.
it's not. But it's really not though.
It's not the cranberry sauce.
It's not the cranberry sauce.
dressing is so good.
Okay,
It's
so
cornbread with
do you guys remember those like peanut butter cookies with the Hershey Kiss on top?
This dude's on desserts.
It's food,
No,
is it not?
We have a
It
dessert
counts.
list. We have a dessert list after this too.
What?
Because that's a whole different section. You cannot
Oh my
deny
God!
that.
All right, well then, fine.
Dressing.
Broccoli and rice casserole. It's broccoli, cheese, and
That's
rice.
pretty
It's
good.
delicious.
That's pretty good.
And cream of chicken. I think
That's pretty good. Cream
It's
of
delicious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Count it.
so I eat that.
pretty good.
I usually eat potato casserole.
That's pretty
I'm
good.
I'm a casserole guy, but I
Potato
don't do
salad,
green beans.
Potato casserole, yeah.
And honestly, I think
Where's the meat? Where's the protein?
it's gonna have to be turkey, man.
Oh.
But you have to understand, I don't come from a family that does communist things like bake a turkey. Okay, we deep fry turkeys.
So you're socialist.
No, I'm American as trashberry pie, son. We deep fry a turkey.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know how you go
Wait, so
any
it's
more.
Like, it's like Kentucky Fried when you eat.
No, it's not like it doesn't get battered. You just take a turkey.
But it's fried.
Yes, and you fry it in peanut oil.
oil.
Yeah, it's delicious, man, and it's not dry.
My grandparents, they buy a bucket of KFC chicken, and then we have turkey and ham that we made. But we always
That's
buy
what's up.
KFC.
Yeah, at least your grandparents are with it. They're like, they're not going to eat this crap we make, so get some KFC
They
and we'll
always
eat the
buy like
rest
the
of it.
biscuits and gravy and everything from KFC.
Honestly, I don't think my family puts a whole huge effort into the meal for Christmas because we'll go like Chinese food after.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I would say
that's
most
one
of the
of my mom's
time,
traditions
like
for dinner
for
every-
instance,
every
when I'm
year.
talking about Christmas dinner with my family, it's usually on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Like Christmas Day, most of the time, like my sister and her kids, and then my family will meet over at my mom's house. And you know, if my brother's in town, of course he'll be there. But this year he won't be in. But you know, we'll meet up at my mom's house Christmas morning and have breakfast, which is most of the time
That's
like
pretty
breakfast
cool.
casserole or pancakes or something like that.
She made that for me. I had that one
Yeah.
time, and it was so good.
Yeah, and you know that. Fun fact: I used to spend every Christmas morning with Colby. O.C. Wizzle, man, he's a little kid, but he was mine. I miss him.
Now he's grown up.
Now he's a grown up,
Trashed.
just
Ended that
wreck
out.
of a human being.
He is.
Like
Mentally,
he's
yeah.
trashed.
Mentally, yeah.
But anyway,
Anyways.
so we did the Christmas food thing. Let's move past
The
that.
desserts.
What? But wait. Before we get off the subject of Christmas, I got one for you. We talked about how Die Hard.
Right.
We all voted and we decided it was a Christmas movie.
Right, because
Right.
because the plot takes place, you know, set Christmas time, an office Christmas party.
Yeah,
type
because if
thing.
it wasn't taking place at Christmas, there wouldn't be a purpose of the Christmas party. There wouldn't be hostages,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Gremlins.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you ask me this, immediately see Wizzle here says yes, and immediately I say no. And why? Because we had this conversation. I said because you can have Gremlins without Christmas, like you can remove Christmas and then you
But-
still have Gremlins. Hold on, I'm getting to it, which makes me almost hypocritical. Because if you remove the Christmas setting from Die Hard and make Hans Gruber and his cohorts take over the office, say at the end of a workday to take hostages, the movie still happens.
Same.
So, with that being said, because I refuse to change my mind on Die Hard, I will say yes, Gremlins gets a pass. It is, in fact, a Christmas movie.
Because you got to do for one, you got to do for all, right?
Exactly.
Communism
I
finds
believe.
a way to win.
Hey, I believe in equality, not equity. You understand? That's
What?
yeah. You know, you put equal work in, you get equal result.
Okay. You got to say your piece. Now I want Colby to say.
Mine's
his
simple.
piece.
Yes. Why would they buy them? It was a Christmas gift, right?
Yes,
That's what they're bought
Gizmo
as.
was a gift that he was given to for Christmas.
A Christmas gift.
At
Without
Christmas
You
time.
couldn't have done it on a birthday.
No, you would not buy that ratchet
Well, a
thing
lot
for
of
a
the
birthday.
setting revolves around the snow and the winter setting, and it being
Yeah, that's
Christmas.
true. And it being
The
cold.
lights, the tree, all of it
Yeah.
factor in
The
to
snow globes.
everything. Yeah,
The sugar that he
story
shouldn't eat after
takes
midnight.
place. Now there is the argument that could be said, just like you said, you take away Christmas and everything same. You take away Christmas, but leave it in the winter setting in the snow. We're looking at the same argument here. Same.
But you don't have all the delicious sugary treats that causes Gizmo to freak out.
True.
You don't have
Exactly.
all the lights that cause him to like, I don't know,
tweak.
get into everything and tweak out. Yeah, so
And
I mean,
you don't have a lot of the bits and the gags because it's Christmas and you see Christmas tree,
yeah,
Christmas lights.
I mean that's the whole thing. Is if anything, you know, it's probably more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard. But
Ooh, hot
It
take.
is.
Hot take.
but Die Hard's still a Christmas movie. Okay,
That's fine. You can have it.
all right. So what else are we going to talk?
Desserts.
All right, fine. Let's talk
It's
about
not getting
desserts.
past
'cause-
it, man.
give him
We're about to go on a
desserts.
2-week
Yeah.
break.
All right,
Come
man.
on.
So I'm going to do mine first. Then I'm going to go with those cookies I was talking about, little peanut butter ball that you put a Hershey's Kiss
Yeah,
on, bake it for a
those
few
are
minutes.
good.
Brr, those are awesome.
Brr.
And chocolate pie, big fan. And honestly, I'm going to go with another pie, and it is not traditional, but it's always at my family thing. It's a coconut pie. Most of the time, you get chocolate pie, pumpkin pie, pecan pie. You know what I'm saying? Around
Apple,
Christmas time.
yeah, apple.
Yeah, you know,
Something
stuff like
My
that.
family usually does the cherry cream cheese pie.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. I've never heard of that.
Cheesecake is another
Cheesecake
one
is-
that
Cheesecake's
shows up.
Cheesecake is the
Chocolate
best dessert,
cake.
hands down, I've ever had in my life.
So what's your list?
Oh, yeah. Number 1, pecan pie.
Okay.
I didn't start liking it until a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's legit.
Taste buds
though.
are changing. Number 2 is those peanut butter cookies because my
Yeah.
grandma makes them and they slap.
Yeah,
they
those
hit
things
hard.
go hard,
They
man.
hit like Mike Tyson in the ring. Okay, enough said.
Hit hard like Kimbo Slice.
They
Okay.
hit hard like Chris Brown on Rihanna. Okay,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
let's
all
just
right.
say they bring the pain. Okay, they bring it down. Anyway, number 3, blueberry cobbler. Blueberry pie, blueberry
You
cobbler.
lost me on that one. I was with you, but
I love blueberries.
I lost me on that. All right, BT, where you at?
I had chocolate cake, the pie I just mentioned, and I guess my grandmother used to make this. It's a yellow cake, but it has like the cinnamon swirl inside of it, and it's got glaze on the outside
Yeah.
and pecans on
I
it.
know exactly what
It's
you're
just
talking
really,
about.
really, really good.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that is good stuff.
So yeah, I'll say that one. Rest
right.
in peace, Grandma.
Yeah, yeah. But see, aren't you glad you have that memory?
Absolutely, and it carries on. My mom actually made it for us for Thanksgiving, and it was just like Grandma's.
Sweet, sweet, man.
Tradition
That's awesome.
stays alive.
That's awesome. Now you got to learn how to cook it.
I know, right?
All right, so here's the deal, man. I just kind of free form on the rest of this Christmas thing. So, couple tips to survive Christmas with your family. All right. Number 1, don't get so caught up on finding the perfect gift that you forget why you're getting it for that person. You know what I mean? Like, focus on the love you have for that person, whether it's a friend, significant other, child, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my wife kind of went a little crazy this year, mainly because, like, it's the first year that well, it's not maybe not the first year, but it's one of the first years that we could, you know what I'm saying, actually, have a little bit. And so we got so crazy on all this shopping stuff. And, really, I finally stopped and I was like, especially for me, because of my faith and everything, I know that the gift giving is so fun. I love doing it. I love giving gifts. Hey, I'm just a human being too. I love getting gifts too.
Mm-hmm.
But man, nothing compares to giving one, right? So just basically all I'm saying is keep everything in context. Keep everything, pulled together. Advice piece number 2. Don't get so focused on making it to all your plans that you forget to make memories. Okay? We always think and I'm notorious. This is more the reason I thought about this because of me. I'm like, okay, on Christmas morning I got to get up and we got to do Christmas at the house. After that I'm going to go here, and then after that I'm going to go here, and then after that, And sometimes I get so focused on the mission that I don't pay attention to the beauty that's happening all around me. So that's a little bit me trying to take my own advice. But at the same
message.
time, you know what I mean? Just don't
Slow
focus on
down.
the plan. Slow down and enjoy it, and just make the memories, man.
Don't be so hung up on taking the photos.
Yeah,
Enjoy the memory.
man. Let me tell you
Spend
something.
time with
All
your
them
loved
people that like your pictures on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, man, they don't care about you. I mean, sure, some of them do. I mean, they might be family and stuff, but I'm just saying, as a general rule, man, stop focusing on what those people want and start paying attention to the people in your life. That's just kind of how I feel on that. With Christmas fast approaching.
Our listeners will likely be listening to this on Christmas Eve.
Right. So I would tell you that let me think of how to word this. I figure probably most people who listen to this have a similar mindset, but others may not. So if you are
Different perspectives, brother. Who knows what mindset that they come listening for?
right. So here's my thing. For Christmas coming up to me, I am needing more than ever to remind myself the reason for the season, which for me and my faith is the birth of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Okay? That is the reason for Christmas for me. If you are not a Christian or you're not religious or anything like that, then here, hey, first off, if you want to have that conversation, holler at me. We can have it. I'll talk to anybody about Jesus, man. I will. Anyway, if you're not into that, though, man, focus on the real reason, and it's not the materialistic thing. It's being with the people you love, okay? And, man, especially the past couple of years we've had and all the craziness that's around us, maybe hug your kid or your grandma or your mom a little tighter and just make sure they know how much you love them, and it'll be returned.
Live in that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
YOLO.
Yeah. You only, what is it? YOLO once? You only YOLO once? What?
You only live once.
Yeah,
Yes.
you only live once.
No, that Drake guy.
Drake.
He was rapping about it.
Yeah, he was robbing.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, look, man. So to give you a little bit of a heads up, this will be our last show of the year. Yeah. See, I left a dramatic pause in there, and everyone was like, I think there was like 6 people like, oh man, it sucks, and like everyone else was like, oh, all right, good, I can quit downloading this.
I can finally quit sharing these.
Yeah, I'm just doing it because I love these guys, and we appreciate you. Anyway,
We really do.
Hey,
It's not my last episode.
oh yeah, that's right.
I'll
See,
throw that out
Wayne.
there.
See, we had this big dramatic farewell for him,
We had it
and
planned like all week.
yeah, and yeah, he's like, oh hey, by the way, I'm not leaving. We're like,
I am. It just got pushed back.
It's been
It
delayed.
got pushed
Yeah,
back.
well.
So
Now our big farewell episode's been pushed back into sometime
into
in
January and February. It
yeah.
will be on call.
To be
Say, but by the time it gets here, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, Kobe left.
It'll be on call at that point, like end of January, beginning of February. It'll just be like, they call me, I gotta go.
Fair enough.
Hey, traveling welding accountant's got to lay down fat beads.
Yeah,
wherever.
while he's just pushing pencils,
Gotta have that
crunching
good ballpoint
numbers,
pen.
baby.
Welder in this hand, pen in the other.
That's right, baby. Get it, daddy.
Oh no, Tony broke his arm. We got to get that accountant in
Yeah,
here.
get your accountant out here. Tell him to lay down some of them fat beans.
Who's gonna go type on the keyboard? He's got it. He's fine.
Yeah, he's good. Hey, anyway, this is our last show of the year. We're going to take next week off and be with our families and all that kind of stuff. We look forward to seeing you in 2022, where we will be starting season 2 of the Hoot Hobbs Show. We are planning to have visuals up in 2022 because we pushed it off for 6 months. But, man, really, I think a year in review would be this. During all the craziness and everything, this has been a really good outlet for me. And for you guys who download and who listen and who enjoy, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I greatly appreciate it. So, BT, anything else, brother? Oh, he said no. His mic's off. They've already shut down, so I'm going to go ahead and say C. Wayne ain't got anything in either. So from all of us here at the Hoot Hobbs Show, BT's...
not like that.
You're off the project.
You're off the all of you are off the project. From BT, from C. Wayne, and from myself, Hoot Hobbs, we want to say Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.